Yo, yo, yo. Hello, hello. I don't know why something feels off. What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? Let me know if you can hear me, okay? Think the audio should be good. I don't know why it was so weird. I don't know. It just something felt off. What's up, guys? What is up? Happy Saturday. We are here. We are here to talk about some developments from this week and I just can't. I can't even say with a straight face. My guy, Mr. Rhodes. We will. We will have to chat about him. What's up, guys? Good afternoon. Oh God. Yeah. So Sai. Yeah. What up, Sai? What up, Muhammad? What's up? What's up? E, you made it. Oh my God, dude. Do you know what time it is? It's daylight. E. What's up, guys? Oh man. The Muppet Show special. What the fuck is the Muppet Show special? Oh man. It's a shield, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh gosh. All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, you said no audio, E? You can hear me okay? You said you can hear me? Okay. Cool, cool. We'll get started here. A couple moments. Probably, I mean, I say this and then we end up being here for 2 hours, but probably not gonna be too long of a show. I have to get some shit done before work tonight, but I had to sit down and talk about this week. Especially Cody's segment, we'll just call it, from SmackDown. My goodness, I did not see the full SmackDown show. I went back and caught certain segments, obviously, that I heard were, worthy of checking out. And oh my god, because I was at work when it was airing live. I wasn't even on Twitter. I was what was I doing? I think I logged on to Facebook and there was like those obscure wrestling pages that like normally post bullshit. They had like a screenshot of his face, like being all worked up and shit, saying, cutting his promo. And they threw they threw, what he said, which we'll talk about here. They threw it as the caption. I'm like, these people, like, like I wish, like, it'd be great, right? It'd be great if he would throw that out there because it's one of those internet, not obviously, obviously not like a meme or anything like that, but it's just one of those internet lores that get created and just live on. And it's for many reasons. It's just hilarious that, again, for many reasons, but that he's aware of it and that because it just shows that they know, right? And they really do see what people chat about and the bullshit that goes on Twitter, and not just the negative shit, right? Which always seems to stand out, but the fun bullshit that gets thrown around. So when I saw the caption first, I was like, yeah, I mean, like I wish, like that'd be hilarious. And then I went on to Twitter and I forget, I saw a video clip. I forget what page had thrown it up there. And I was like, wait a second, did this motherfucker really say this shit? And sure enough, I wish I could play it here. I wish I could play it. God, fucking Cody Rhodes, man. If I needed any more reason to love that guy, last night was it. Oh, man. Oh, you turned up your volume. Yeah, man, that's pretty key. Pretty key. Oh, man. What up, K Smith? What up? What up? Oh, yeah, dude. Side Hart. Yeah, he should have gone all in with the hard time. You know? Oh, man. So we're going to get it pulled up here. 1 second. And then obviously we'll talk about Raw. Actually 2 things I want to talk about from Raw. Maybe 3, because Braun Breaker, we'll chat about that while I'm getting this pulled up. But Braun Breaker, I love the start of Raw. I thought the way they started off the show was just fantastic. Having Braun already walking around the ring, heading towards the commentators, um, and just losing his mind. I think Corey Graves and Michael Cole, but Corey really sold it. Like, hey, nah, do what you gotta do, man. Because shit, that's what I would have done too. You know what I mean? They don't pay me for security. They pay me to talk, right? So I'd be like, go for it, bro. Do what you got to do. And I think that's even what they said, like, do what you got to do. So I just liked it. And I liked that he came out by himself. I liked that he didn't immediately just go for the microphone. He was pissed off. And with the Braun Breaker that we know, right? He's a hothead. His first thought wouldn't be to go out there and talk. It would be to go out there and physically get out his frustration and his anger, right? So I thought that was very well done. And I liked the fact that once he made it to the ring, all the rest of the Vision members came out. Logan, like everyone, including Paul Heyman, right? Logan Paul, Austin Theory, Reed, all the guys came out. So, and I really say what you want about Logan Paul, but I dig the inclusion. At first, it was kind of odd to me. Like it when you really like if you were to write it all on paper, like each guy down, like it I'm not gonna say polar opposites, but man, like you would just not peg them to be in a faction, stable group, whatever you want to call it. And man, like I don't know, for whatever reason, just seeing Logan Paul go out there, try to calm him down, and obviously everyone was, but I like that he isn't, at least right now, things could change, especially if he ends up being the masked man or whatever. Um, I like that he isn't really bigfooting the group. You know what I mean? Like he bigfoots everyone else, right? He's this A-list celebrity, talks down to everyone else. But as of right now, everyone are equal. Well, to him, everyone in the group are equals. And the goal, well, maybe not equals, because the goal for them going into the Rumble was to have Braun win. And of course, the masked invader, the masked man, ruined that. But I don't know. It's something about Logan Paul. I don't know why, just stood out to me on Raw for whatever weird reason. But I like the fact that Braun is still the main focus and there's a story behind it. It was interesting. Well, first, I like that Paul Heyman too kind of called out the obvious, or some points that we would be thinking. He came out as number two, the masked man, all that stuff, and Adam, just trying to blame it on Pierce. But then Adam Pierce came out behind so many security, and now it's just funny. Whenever the security comes out, like I try to like get a good look at him to see, do I recognize anyone? Like from the indies, or just try to get like a mental note. Not that I'm gonna remember, probably even by tomorrow, their faces, but it's just cool to look back years from now and be like, oh, he was part of the security, because I think wasn't Hobbs? I think Hobbs was the latest like old security picture that someone found. I think for Daniel Bryan during like when Daniel had like the long beard and shit. I forget what year that was, but it's just cool. But yeah, I like that Adam Pierce kind of, said the obvious too. He was like, yo, like the last time the masked man made an appearance, it was revealed to be Austin Theory. And Braun, I don't know why he wouldn't have thought of that before, but Braun was like, he, looked at Theory and was like, pretty much like, he didn't say this, but his stare and it was like, yo, like what the fuck? Like, yeah, he's got a point, and obviously Theory's like, oh, whatever. But I dig it. I dig it. It was honestly pretty simple, straight to the point, and it was effective. And that's like wrestling doesn't have to be so complicated, like like I thought of Avril Lavigne. If you know, you know. But I don't know, man. I really dug the start of Raw. So props to them for that. Shout out to Canada Dry. And another thing on Raw before we move on. Look at us, we're doing great timing, guys. And then I'll dive into the chat. Liv Morgan, man, and Dom. So they're gonna have to figure out what they want to do about Dominic though pretty soon because they're literally singing "Dirty, Dirty Dom" now, which is just great. But and props to him for not really feeding into that and saying, the only reason why I agreed to come here is, to for Liv essentially to introduce Liv. And props to him. He could have very easily played into that and ate it up, you know what I mean? And he didn't. So he knows his role and he plays it well, very well. But I feel like the love is gonna continue to grow and they're gonna have to figure out if they want to pivot soon and if so, what that looks like going forward. Because I don't know, he's like an interesting guy where it's like, where does he really fit in? And that's why him being kind of that slimy, like bad guy, like chicken shit, piece of shit heel, you know what I mean? That's perfect. But what? I didn't turn my work cell phone off. I just randomly got a text message. Um, but yeah, I dig it. But they're gonna have to figure out soon what they want to do with him because, like I was saying, the love is gonna continue to grow, and you can only do but so much if you're Dom. Like you can't. I don't know. It's just again a kind of a good problem to have, but again, where does he necessarily fit in after that? And again, a good problem to have, but it's going to be interesting to see where they try to slide him in going forward. But again, no rush with him, especially since he just got off of that shoulder injury. No rush in making any changes and not advocating for it. But just seeing the response again from Philly, dude is he to me, and I said it when he was in the ring with John Cena and Triple H. He's a star, dude. Like you see him and you just get that vibe. You just like dude is the real deal. And I'm not saying he's like he could be a main eventer right now, but he's just one of those talents where you have something special. It's obvious like that's no big revelation, but it's different. This guy can potentially, and maybe most likely, be the face of the company in the next 5 to 10 years. And I think he got in there at like the perfect time. And it's just crazy to think back when he first started that buzzed haircut, you know what I mean? And carrying Ray to the ring on his back. I just hated that shit. I have fucking hated him carrying Ray on his back. Like, like, come on, dude. Come on. Like, I don't know. It was just weird to me. But just seeing that and the transformation that he's made up until now, and this is still like the dude hasn't even like approached his peak or his prime or anything like that, so it's just wild and it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch the journey, and depending on I take it a lot of you guys have been watching for some time now. It's just cool to kind of be around for the whole journey, when he was a little kid, the custody of Dominic. It's just still so funny to think about that ladder match. Was it 2005? I think, and just where he is now. Maybe 2000. No, I think it's 2005, 2004, 2005. Um, but yeah, it's just wild. It's wild to think about. Oh, but Liv, that was the point. So Liv, of course, Billy loves Liv, and she is just so good. She has become just so good on the mic and the ring. Like, man, like, what's it been like the past year or so? I think she's really just kind of been on, like, she just really advanced like a next level. And it just really shows. To me, she's building that more and more that star presence. It's not like a Rhea Ripley level yet, but she's growing, man. And I just think if they continue on with her, she could be something special too. So props to Liv and props to her for again not playing into the fan reaction, they were chanting, "Well, you deserve it," and she was like, "I know," type shit. So kudos to her. Um, but I love what they did after that with Raquel coming out, setting up the next. It was a cool transition, kind of killing two birds with one stone. Actually, three. Having Don come out there, it really. What was this? Was this the first time we've seen him on Raw since the shoulder injury? I forget. Um, But having him come back and introduce Liv and have her come out and officially not declare who she's challenging for at WrestleMania, I like that. I like that we get one answer and then one is still pending. Kind of like the Money in the Bank, normally they cash in one pretty quickly and then one they drag out. So I dig that. It's kind of the whole point, right? Like, why, especially when it made sense too with the title match especially for the women coming up right after that, made sense. So I dug the transition with Liv coming out there and again, not declaring for anyone, having Raquel come out, and again, not treating us like we're stupid. She she was like, "Yeah, like we've been spending all this time celebrating you in the Rumble win, but we haven't addressed like what else happened in the Rumble." And that was the fact that Liv eliminated Raquel. And dude, I loved Liv's reaction, her response. She said sister. And the sister got me. When she said that sister and then she carried on, I had to rewind it. I was like, I don't know why it just cracked me up. This girl said sister, and I was it just to me it just felt real, like it felt like someone. And then she went on to say, I know how supportive you are. Like I know you do the right thing and one team, like pretty much one team, one dream type shit. And you would want me to win, like if you can't win, I can win type shit. You know what I mean? And I just thought it was fantastic. And Raquel was like, "You're absolutely right." And then transitioned that into her, saying that she was going to beat Stephanie Becker, which obviously did not happen. But I dug it. I dug it, and it sets up a little bit more dissension in the Judgment Day, plants some more seeds, if you will. Um, but it doesn't really, it's not too heavy handed, right? It's not like, oh, well, Raquel is pissed, you know what I mean? But Raquel is aware. So I dig it. I don't know. I would assume maybe they would have Raquel turn, but I don't know. I think, especially with her size, you would probably want to keep her as a heel. The nickname Big Sexy is just kind of like weird to me. Like I get, I know rather it's a play off of, big, Kevin Nash, Big Sexy Diesel and all that shit. I get it, but it's just, I don't know, man. It just, and hearing Michael Cole say it, like Big Sexy Raquel, it's just like, it just feels kind of weird. Like, I don't know. But, again, I understand, but it just feels kind of odd. But yeah, the match with her and Stephanie Becker was fine. They gave them a shit ton of time though, which I was surprised about. But more importantly for me, the fucking music for Stephanie is just dreadful. They changed her entrance theme, and I can't stand it. They tweaked her like what she does as well. I don't like it. I don't dig it, and I hope that they do something about. They just need to revamp the whole entrance with I forget the name. It's escaping me now, but they just need to revamp that whole department. But I don't know. I was just like, this music is terrible, terrible. Ugh, I will be going through the comments here in a little bit, but yeah. So actually, there's a couple things more than a couple things on Raw that I wanted to chat about now that I'm thinking about it. But real quick, I just thought it was funny, Nikki. Because I've totally like, well, I I don't know. I haven't been in that situation specifically, but I could totally see it being me. So, and I guess are we supposed to cheer the Bellas now? Like I'm still kind of confused on if the Bellas are good guys, bad guys, whatever. But they come out like slapping the hands of the fans, all that stuff. You know, Brie makes her return on Raw, cool, and they get in the ring, and the fans are, because they're in Philly, the fans are chanting "Coop," because that, you know, Cooper DeJean is who uh Nikki is dating now. They were chanting "Coop, Coop, Coop, Coop," you know, and Nikki thought that they were booing her. So she goes, "Oh, is that because your team didn't make the Super Bowl?" And Bria is like, "I think they're actually chanting Coop, you know, Coop." And Nikki, you could just see like her face is like, "Oh, well, I do have good taste." It's just like, girl, I I feel for you because I know I've probably been in a similar situation. And yeah, it cracked me up. It fucking cracked me up. And you know, they went on to state, you know, they're back in the tag division, so cool beans. But yeah, I just thought it was hilarious. So I had to make comment of that. Um but yeah, and then we move on to the main event, which, well, not the main event, not match wise, obviously, but the main event, Roman Reigns squaring off against CM Punk. Roman went out there to stake his claim, you know, pretty much make his case for who he wants to challenge. I am assuming he was going to make his pick anyway before he was interrupted, but um, we may never know. We will never know. I was going to pull it up there, but I can't find it offhand. But I love how it started. I love how Punk took a while once his music hit to come out there. Well, first, let me back up. I love that Roman, again, tonight, it just, or tonight, on Raw, it just really felt that they didn't make us feel dumb and address the obvious. And that, to me, that, like, that's one of the things for me. Like, that's all I ask for, man. Like, just, if something is obvious, why not address it and use it? So I like that they did that. I like that Roman, specifically before Punk came out, went out there and addressed the Rocky relationship, you know, and kind of long story short of his up and down career. Not word for word, but kind of close to what he said. And then specifically Philly, you know, he mentioned that he won his first or WrestleMania. He won his first Royal Rumble in Philly, and they cheered when he said that, and he was like, "Yeah, it wasn't quite that reaction. You know, it was a different reaction type shit." I like that. I like that he addressed it, and he wasn't angry about it. He was kind of like jovial about it. So I thought it was cool. I dug that, and I like that he is slowly addressing the rocky relationship that he's had with the fans. Again, it's going to be very interesting to see the journey between him and Punk going into WrestleMania, and if Roman still, because Punk is a good guy, right? But Roman is pretty much a good guy, but he's still kind of, I don't want to say he teeters, but he still has his moments, right? But on Raw, it really felt pretty, I'm not going to say heavy handed, but he was a good guy, you know? So I'm very curious to see if they teeter back and forth with Roman or Punk for that matter, or if they go full fledged one way or the other with either. Um, so we'll see. And for that matter, to see how often Roman is going to be around. We still have 2 months, what, like over a little over 2 months. So it's going to be interesting to see how much of Roman we get. I'll save the schedule part for a second, but I have a good feeling though. I feel like we're gonna get Roman a good amount of the time. I don't think that it's gonna be. I think maybe like if I had to average it out, maybe once or twice a month. Maybe that's even too much. Maybe once a month, but that just seems like not enough. I'm gonna say between now and Mania, we see him about 5 times, which is fine. Obviously I'd want it to be a little bit more, but at the same token too, in this situation, it kind of does benefit them. It benefits them because while you have still about 2-ish months, we'll just call it about 2 months, you get into the realm of, okay, well, they had such a go home, like such a banger of a segment on Raw. How do you follow up, and what do you do without getting physical, without a contract signing and all that stuff? So I get it. And it's kind of a blessing in this situation that Roman is part-time, as they confirmed. And getting to Punk now, I like that he took his time and his entrance hit. His music at first, I was like, yo, are they doing, I mean, I knew, but it was like, like I know he's gonna come out, but like, are they doing like a bait and switch type thing? But no, Punk was just very stoic when he came out, and he he kind of smirked a bit, and you can just tell like he knew the gravity of the moment they were about to have, and he was just kind of like bracing for it and just kind of soaking it all in. That's kind of like the vibe that I got from it. Um, and I just love the pace of it all. Like I loved how they each took their time and the stuff that they got into. I feel like they still left a lot on the table, which makes sense because again, there's still so much actual time between now and Mania. But they hit a lot of the things that you would imagine they would want to get off their chest with each other if they were sitting in a room, and that was the sole purpose, be like, all right guys, let's say what you got to say and be done with it type shit, you know what I mean? And maybe they did when Punk first came back, because Roman referenced that, right? He referenced that um when CM Punk was making his return 2 years ago or whatever it was. And I like that too. I like how Roman didn't know specifically how long it's been. Like it just felt very real to me. But it felt real, but in story too. Like I loved how it teetered reality and wrestling. You know what I mean? So just another reason why it was just so well done. Um, but Roman told Punk, he was like, who do you think they went to essentially like ask permission and to make sure it was okay for you to come back? Me. And that was in response to Punk. I think it was in response, or maybe Punk followed it up with bringing Roman and the Shield, and he mentioned the Shield into the business. Well, not into the business, but into Raw, into WWE. So there's just so much. I just really love how they went back and played off of history, especially Roman mentioning how Punk made his life more difficult than it needed to be for him when he went on his best friend's podcast 10 years ago or whatever it was, and said what he needed to say. And man, like I just loved Punk's reaction, like his face, because I'm sure, it was discussed that it was going to be referenced, right? Because that's a very sensitive subject. And, when the last time Punk was in a public setting and old Colt Cabana was referenced, or it felt like it needed to be referenced, it didn't end quite well behind the scenes. So you have to imagine that was like, yo, can I like reference it at least like kind of like in a roundabout way? And if not, then the balls, man. Props to you, because so I love Punk's facial reaction, because it's still a sore subject, but he's game. He's a team player, you know what I mean? And because it plays into this story, and that's why when they first started teasing Roman and Punk back when they were teaming for War Games and stuff, I was like, I was kind of iffy about it. And going into and coming out of the Rumble, I wasn't stoked about Roman winning, which I'll get to afterwards. But I think that they really went out there and sold it, right? And I loved how they wrapped it up, right? I loved the fire back and forth. I love that it didn't get too like meta into like, oh, like you, if you know you know type thing. It kind of hit the broad points and was specific enough, but not like, you know what I mean? Like I said, like not like, oh, like Colt Cabana specifically, but it went on your best friend's podcast, you know, shit like that. So, in the way Roman wrapped it up, man, he was like, I could have chosen you because you're on the best show, or the best champion, or whatever it was. And he was like, but I'm choosing you because I hate you. I've always hated you. And WrestleMania is going to be the best night of my life because you'll finally acknowledge me. And dude, I I was wrong. I will admit I was wrong. I going into the Rumble and coming out of the Rumble, you know, some of you guys were here watching with me. Shout out to you guys and people who went back in and checked it out. I It's weird because it's not like I hate Roman. I have a really weird like, and I was thinking about it after the whole segment was done. Actually, no, I take that back. I was thinking about it when he was making his way out and Roman was like starting the segment because you feel how much of a star he is. And I get frustrated. It's not even like a I don't know what it is, but I just get frustrated with how little he's around. And even Punk mentioned it, you know, like good for you, dude. Like I'm not hating on it. Like again, I've said it before. If we all were in his situation to where we could negotiate a contract like that, get paid stupid money for minimal dates, fuck yeah. So I'm not hating at all. Props to you, man, and more people should do it. So not hating at all. The fan in me though wants to see the character, you know? So like me, the person, and like the dude, you know, the person, whatever I'm not gonna call his name because you know, whatever. But like the real dude, Joe, I think his name is, like, I'm happy for him. Props to you, dude. Make millions and millions, like just drain them dry. You know what I mean? Drain them dry for all the money, right? The character and the fan in me wants to see him on TV more, man, especially if he's healthy and he's able to, and he's not doing Hollywood stuff right now because I feel the time is getting closer and closer that he's gonna dip his toes, if not more, into Hollywood. So I just feel like, man, I just want him around more, which is crazy. Like it's just the journey, man. We'll have to do a show, just like a whole journey of Roman's career. It's just fucking bonkers when you think about it. And just the ups and downs, man. I don't know if anyone has had quite a career like him, so we'll have to dive into that at some point. But I don't know. And really quick too, I like the fact that CM Punk referenced him being, like I said, referenced him being part time, but didn't throw shade at it like they've done, like Roman did to Brock in the past, right? I like that he kind of like, you know, kind of like me, like you, like, do you, boo boo, like, get your time off, you know what I mean? And then that's when uh Tonka mentioned that he, you know, went to 10 different countries in however many days or whatever it was, and then listed them all out. And everyone was like, well, yeah, you know, I would, you got to do that because you took 10 years off. And then that's when they got into kind of a little bit more of the nitty gritty. But it was just a great flow. And I like how Punk mentioned his, what was it, 436 days as champion, and then called out Roman's like 1300 or whatever it is. And Punk was like, just because you did it longer doesn't mean you did it you did it better, which I can't even say it, which is just so funny. Could go so many ways with that, but yeah, man, and then just back to Roman, and just I just hope that we get him at least like a handful of times between now and WrestleMania. But again, oh, and I meant to mention that too. I loved when Punk came out, you know, he, you know, kind of, you know, like squared off with, oh, God, see, my brain, y'all. Right after Punk grabbed the mic, and I just loved it because it was just like such a cool moment. Roman, he was like looking at Punk's kicks, and he gave him props. He was like, you know, I see you type shit, and it was just like such just such a cool moment. I just love shit like that. But Yeah, and I love how Punk, kind of like let the moment sink in for a moment, and then went straight to the camera in the corner and called out Finn Balor, and then you get that back shot of Roman just kind of like, the fuck, you serious, bro? And then obviously they went on from there. But yeah, dude, I hope that we get Roman, like I said, at least a handful of times. They're obviously gonna have filler for Punk in the meantime with Balor. Um, I don't know if that's gonna be a match at the Chamber. I don't know if they've actually made that official. They're obviously going through the qualifiers for the Chamber matches respectfully, but I don't know if Punk and Balor is official for the Elimination Chamber. Um, and that's the thing too, because at least on the SmackDown side, which we'll obviously get to, um, Roman specifically declared against Punk. So, what would happen if Punk is no longer the champion? I mean, I guess Roman is stuck challenging for the heavyweight championship. Because yeah, I don't think there's a clause in the contract, right? The Rumble Winners Championship, like, oh well, if CM Punk loses, like, oh, you can like renege on who you chose, right? You can go back and like, oh, you can go for another champion. Oh, dude. So yeah, and obviously it's like he's not gonna lose, right? But that's what I was wondering, like, are they even gonna make it a championship match between Punk and Balor? So yeah, but what I did want to say, I don't think I ever got back to my point there, but I was wrong, and I will say I was wrong. That's what I was saying. A lot of you guys watched along with me, who are here in the chat at least. What's up, everyone? I'm gonna get back into the chat here once I stop running my mouth. But I was not one who wanted Roman to win. I thought that he didn't need it. I thought that they could have gone, I mean, obviously multiple different options, right? But I was assuming they were going to go Braun Breaker, which again, mixed feelings, right? I thought that they could have really just made a splash in the pond with Obafemi and just made him, like go balls to the wall, have him versus Drew, which I'm not even advocating for that, but I'm just saying if you need to, right? Or if you want to just really shock the system, shout out Undisputed Era. But I don't know. You just had options, and Roman it wasn't a fresh choice. And again, like it just felt like I don't know. I don't know. And again, I don't know. It's just one of those things for me. It's just I don't know. Sometimes I feel like a hypocrite, but going into their segment on Raw, but especially coming out of it, I was like, fuck, I was wrong, dude. Because I was saying, like, either like going into the Rumble match or coming out of it when he won, I was like, man, like, so, I mean, he's not gonna, I think I even said, I was like, he's not gonna challenge Punk for the heavyweight championship, right? Like, that's almost beneath him. And what are we gonna do? Him versus Drew, or is Cody gonna win the title back? And we're gonna run it back with, and so just all these things, right? Because that was one of the rumored things that they wanted to do Cody and Roman again. So it was just like, I was just like, man, like I'm just so over it. I'm just so over seeing Roman in the main event scene. Like I again, not a hater on Roman. I dig him, but I just like I want to see him do something different. You know what I mean? And while he's still obviously going to be in the main event at WrestleMania, this feels different. And I think he just made a record, right? For this is going to be like his 10th Mania main event or some shit. Fucking insane to think about. And again, props to him, dude. But it's gonna be dope for CM Punk too, because yeah, last year, he was in a main event, but this year, and I'm assuming it's gonna be on Sunday, I would actually kind of be very surprised. That's contradictory. I would be very surprised if Punk and Roman main evented night one on Saturday for WrestleMania. So I don't want to say it's a given, but I'm like 98% certain that this is going to be the main event for night two. And I mean, fuck. Like, if you're CM Punk, you come back to WWE, one of your dreams and one of the things that you bitched about before, you're in your last run, was not being in that main event and not being treated as a top guy, even when he was the champion, which is again a whole nother topic. But he's here, dude. He's the guy. Like, he is the heavyweight champion. He's gonna be facing off against the face of the company. Like, I mean, Cody has stepped up, right? But Roman Reigns is the star. You know what I mean? Like, Roman Reigns is, love it or hate it, Roman Reigns is the guy. So obviously he's gonna. That's why I'm assuming it's gonna be Sunday night. Um, Punk's got the main event Sunday, the main event of WrestleMania, not night one, not a triple threat. It's the main event against the top star in WWE. I mean, fuck. If you're Punk, dude, like, I probably I probably would have gotten emotional. I probably would have gotten a little teary eyed. And I mean, shit, if he does when he makes his entrance coming down to WrestleMania, like, I wouldn't blame him. um but yeah, I was wrong. So and again, I like to be wrong, but I just want to put that out there because I talked shit about it and I realized coming out of Raw, and props to them because they did their job, dude. They, like the old saying used to be like talking butts into seats, right? And really like selling, like putting asses in the seats and putting food on the table and shit, they did. So I'm stoked for that. I'm very much looking forward to what I'm assuming is going to be the main event of WrestleMania. And again, you already know, Punk all day. That's my prediction, and I'm sticking with it. Gonna get into the chats now, but had to go through that. And then we'll talk about our guy, Mr. Rhodes. Let's see. Oh, what up, Sean? I gotta scroll back. Oh shit, hold on. Damn, you guys have been going ham. Hold on. I missed a lot. Yeah. What up, Fernando? What up, dude? How you loving this weather, man? Finally got a nice day. He said farewell to Big E officially retiring. Yeah, dude. Shout out to Big E. It's it's a shame, dude, but I'm happy he's at least like found a new gig within wrestling and he's still able to be involved. And I know it's gonna be tough and really bittersweet, but at least he's still able to maybe not fully scratch that itch, but at least he's still able to be involved. You know what I mean? But definitely not the way you want to go out. But I'm just happy he's okay and he's able to function and he's able to still live his life, and it wasn't much more serious than what it already was. Because shit like that, it was scary, dude. It was a scary, scary fall. Yeah, dude, and Fernando, hell yeah, man. You're like, I'm so happy we're getting CM Punk versus Roman. I can't tell you how much I damn. Me too, dude. And again, like we're gonna talk about Cody in a second, but you know how I love Cody, man. But again, was not here for it. Not here for it. What up, Universal? What up? What up? Oh, Fernando, you think Braun was made to look foolish on Raw? Okay. Yes, I don't know where I heard that at. Someone had mentioned that though, that the Masked Man could be Adam Pearce, and I'd be here for it. I honestly would. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you called me E. I was waiting to post that footage until after it was revealed, but we'll just keep it between us, okay? Maria, what up? What up? Universal, no, man, no, no. You you may not know the backstory on it. So I guess I guess I will shed the light. Raquel Maria, you said Raquel should have won the championship on Raw. Live. Yeah, you said Liv versus Liv versus Morgan. Liv versus Raquel is a lot more interesting. Yeah. I don't know. I still don't think we're gonna get Liv versus Stephanie though. I think we're gonna get a title change before Now Mania for the women. What up, Sean? What up? What up? Yes, I. She definitely found her. Yeah, she found it 100%. 100%. And actually, it kind of reminds me of. Well, I mean, Liv is back now, but when she first got hurt, it was like it was a bummer because it reminded me of. Oh my gosh, Naomi. I miss Naomi. She was just getting 90. I don't know. I say she was getting it. She was just finding her stride, dude. And then, well, good things happened. You know, she got pregnant, but it just, man, I can't wait for her to come back. Take her time, of course. Enjoy the kid, but I can't wait for her to come back. What up, Marcel? Yeah, dude. You said from being a sidekick in the Riot Squad to main event status is glow is glow up for Liv. Yeah, and like she came out, she was the one that came out with like the blue tongue, right? Just it's wild to see the um the glow up, really. Like you said. What Universal? I mean, I don't know. I will agree to disagree on that one. Oh, Sean, appreciate you, man. You said live. Appreciate the super chat, my friend. Thank you so much. You said live is better in the ring than people are saying. Oh, 100%. I mean, I don't know. Is she getting like hate for her in ring work? I mean, um, I haven't listened to too many pods today, but I did hear you, Sean, on the recap with oh my god, Jason Powell. Um, and I heard you on another show. Where else did I listen to you at? Fuck, you're just everywhere, dude. You're everywhere, Sean. You need to start your own show, Sean. I'm surprised you haven't by now. Why haven't you? Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, the street fight wasn't that great, but I'm like, I feel like Stephanie's foot healed very quickly. She went from being injured and you know walking around in a boot to just being fine and being in a street fight. Like, okay. Yes, perfect. Yeah, exactly. You said cold calling anything sexy is like hearing my dad say, yeah, it's just kind of like, kind of cringe. No, 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 Fernando. That's what I said. Man, you're gonna have to go back. I said the opposite. He said, come on, Ash, I understand you're trying to be positive, but about saying stuff that Liv is getting as over as Rhea is ridiculous. No, no, no. I said she's not on the level of Rhea. She is not. But she is making her way and she is in a much better place card wise than she was last year, a year, like 2 years from now, or 2 years ago. So I'm not even saying she's ever going to reach the status of Rhea Ripley, but I feel like she is definitely on her way to being a solid main eventer and being someone that they can rely on. Again, like Rhea is kind of like a rare cookie, we'll call her. Like she's someone that really I don't know, dude. She just has like, you know, they just say people have like that it factor. Like she really is just different, you know? But Liv had to really grind for it. So that's what I'm saying she's on her way up. And if I did say she was like on the level of Rhea, my bad. Yeah, Sean, I don't know, dude. And it's like who do you just randomly like, oh no, we gotta change her music. Like what? I don't know. I don't know. Mm. Sean, I know you're not a fan of the Bellas, bro. Yeah. Oh man, that's thank you, Eda. I meant to. Damn it. I meant to ask you or put that in the make a poll and get y'all's Super Bowl predictions. Who y'all think is gonna win? Hold on. All right. All right. Cool. I threw it in the chat. Now you have to vote. Who you got? Patriots or Seattle? All right. Cool. My computer sounds like it's about to explode. But yeah, who you got, E? I it's crazy because I used to hate the Patriots, but I have a funny feeling they're gonna pull an upset. Funny feeling. I feel like the safe bet is the Seahawks, but I feel like the Patriots are gonna pull it out. Like I feel like it's gonna be a close game. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Drake may pull like I don't know why I see like a Hail Mary coming into play. And like just like kind of getting like down to the wire. At least I hope. I hope it's not like a boring ass game and not just like a blowout. You know, I hope it's at least competitive and I think part of me and God, like me 2 years ago would like smack me current in the face. But it's like I part of me like wants the Patriots to win because I kind of dig Drake May. You know, like I'm kind of like I kind of dig like the new player coming in and making a name for himself type shit. Like it's just a fun little like bandwagon to jump on. So I'm not gonna be a Patriots actual fan, but I'm pulling for him. I think so. Yeah, I don't know. It's something about me and West Coast teams. Like I've said before, like besides the Warriors and the Lakers, like I don't fuck with West Coast teams for whatever reason. I don't know why. Like I said, it's a weird thing. And again, even just for the Warriors, it's because I'm like a player fan. So Kobe, obviously the goat, and Steph Curry. God, Steph is just unbelievable. Yeah, Sean, that main event segment was fire, bro. Fernando, whatever, bro. I'm gonna put you in the little timeout. Whatever, bro. Whatever. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to what I said the first time. Thank you for calling me out, though, bro. You keep me honest. Oh, bro. Dude, yeah. What up, Nick? I'm gonna star this. Trick is a star, dude. Fuck yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna get back to that. I'm glad you brought that up. And yeah, Sean, that's why I dug it. You said Roman had many good facts coming back. And that's why I really enjoyed it because it teetered that reality in their characters too, which is true for both sides. So well done. Well done. Yeah, Sean, I do think you said I do think Punk will win and should win. I agree with that. I 100% agree. I'll actually be mad if he loses. So, well, I'm gonna save that anger. I mean, what else is new, Fernando? You said Punk will win, and there are reports that Roman will be taking a lot of time off again after Mania. Well, of course he will. That's literally like my whole point. Sean, I appreciate you again for the super chat, man. Man, I try. Staying focused is so hard for me. It's a daily struggle. But thank you. Thank you. I tried to, so I switched to a different tab so I can't see the comments scrolling through. Like I can see it on the little screen here, because I have the comments to display on the screen, but I don't have the actual comment section open until I'm ready to dive back in because, and that's how I get so far behind. Um, especially when you guys are in there talking shit. Um, because if not, then we'll never get through. We'll have like a 24-hour stream. Hell yeah. A good, healthy debate. I love me a good debate. What up, Robert? What up, dude? Welcome in. Welcome in. Oh, you do? Oh, sweet, dude. Okay. I'll check that out. Right on. Thanks for popping in. University said if Bubba was going to be on SmackDown, then why have him do a squash on Raw, especially squashing the War Raiders makes it. No, yeah, that's true. Well, isn't he still going back and forth, or did they? Because again, I didn't see the full show on SmackDown. Did they officially like say that was his debut on SmackDown? Because I know he had a match, but he, did that squash as well. So the War Raiders, man, I just feel like they need to be on the Royale. Like they really did not, just terrible booking. Yeah, like you say, Universal. Yeah. But yeah, so getting into what up, Adam? What up? What up? I expect there would be lots of good throwing inside. Whatever, sigh. Whatever, sigh. The War Raiders should just retire. Yikes, Maria. Tell them how you really feel. Oh, that's funny. So yeah, moving on, moving on to SmackDown, and really just really just the one thing that I want to chat about. I wonder if I could play the audio. I wonder if I can play the audio. Do you think I could play the audio and just not show it? Maybe not. I'm not gonna risk it. But our guy Cody, he is fired up. They were in Charlotte, right? In North Carolina. It's just so funny because like I feel like there's like 5 different places where Cody says that he's from. Or has like, like it has like a special place in his heart, which is cool, But it's like Atlanta. He has special history in Florida, obviously North Carolina. I don't know. There's another place too. I just remember being surprised about. But so yeah, so he very passionate. Cody, very very passionate. He goes out there and he's honestly, in my opinion, a little bit of FOMO. Little bit of FOMO. He is the type where, especially QB1, quarterback. Speaking of Super Bowl, QB1, he is used to being the guy now, and not only is he not involved in what's going to be the main topic, kind of surrounding and going into WrestleMania, he's on a different show completely. So he was feeling some type of way. So I don't want to say all guys, but a lot of times when guys, get into their feelings, they don't want to call it that, get into their ego, it gets to be a measuring contest. So Cody went there. And if you don't know, well, you don't know. So I will tell you now. The people in the chat who are unfamiliar with Raheem, Cody, he has some he's well Cuban. That not that that has anything to do with the Raheem side, but there have been memes going around. And it's I'm not gonna say it started in AEW, but back in AEW, he cut some promos, and part of one of them was about Libby, his daughter, well, his only daughter at the time, um, growing up, and pretty much like having like being a mixed baby, like just going out there and pretty much like go America, wanting like equality and all that shit. Um, so and of course, he is married to obviously, to have a mixed baby. And Cody is plainly white, like no doubt about that. Well, I mean, like I said, he has some Cuban in him though, so not fully, but I mean, complexion wise, a little darker than me, but I'm very pale. White guy. We'll just call him that. Blonde hair, dyed, but still. His other half is not white. She is African American. So that being Brandy Rose. I'm sure everyone here is aware of Brandy. And if you're not, quick Google search will show you. Beautiful. Great woman. Well, I don't know her, but seems great. I think she's funny. I think she's funny. Go back and see some of her AEW promos. Just the one where she goes out there and she was, I think it was against Jade, and what did she say? She was like, I think someone forgot to tell me it was Mike Knight, bitch, or some shit like that, and like defended her man and all that stuff. Just fantastic. Have to go back and watch it. But yeah. So like I was saying, guys get in their feelings, feel some type of way. It gets to be a what swinging contest and measuring contest because that's what truly matters, right? That's what makes the world go around. Who is bigger than who? Because what else? I mean, as females, we really have no way to claim superiority over each other, I guess. So we're just inferior. But guys, y'all have a way to measure and compare. So Cody, there's a thing going around since he ended racism and went that route, and other reasons too, other rumors out there. He was given by many accounts who can declare him this the name of Raheem Rhodes, and there are pictures out. I shouldn't show it. There are pictures out there with him wearing certain get-ups, and it. I mean, maybe I shouldn't find it funny, but I do find it funny because it's a joke. It's part of the gag, right? Well, maybe gag isn't the right proper wording, but yeah. So he included that. He's fired up, like he's seeing them measure and compare on Raw, and he's like, no, you do not know who you're forgetting about. Like, do you know who I am? They don't call me Raheem for nothing. And I lost my mind, dude. I fucking lost my mind. He was just so, and I loved it because immediately when he said it, the female in the audience just lost their mind. So it was just so good. It was so good. The whole segment, his whole promo rather was just very well. But if that was the mic drop moment there, I'd have been set. I'd have been filled. Again, maybe not proper terminology, but yeah. And again, maybe I don't know, maybe I don't find it offensive. To each their own. Totally respect your opinion and what you find offensive and what you think and agree and disagree with. I thought it was funny, and it's not. I don't know. If anything, it's a compliment. So, my thoughts. I just could not fucking believe that he actually said the shit. Like I said, when I saw someone posted like the caption on Facebook, I was like, people are, people just having fun. That motherfucker actually said it. So I love it. I love it. But yeah, That's all I wanted to talk about on SmackDown. So we're gonna be wrapping it up here very, very quickly. But Trick Williams. So Trick Williams was the other one. He is just a star. I love the lemon pepper. I love it all. I love the vibe. I talked about him last week, and they're kind of mixing him in the best way possible too. Like he's getting right up there and like flirting with the top, but not in a position where he is gonna get just demolished, like just beaten clean and just devalued. So it's just crazy. Like I had high hopes for him, but man, like he's far exceeding what I ever thought so soon. Props to him. Props to him. He's a star in the making, dude. Like he's again one of those that it's just a matter of time. And it's crazy to think about the future, right? So we have like the Braun Breakers, the Trick Williams, Opafemi. Oh my God, or I mean Carmelo Hayes too, but it's I don't know. It's crazy because Trick was like the sidekick for Carmelo, right? And to see where he's at now, it's just I mean he's at least the U.S. champion. And he's doing hella good matches, so but just the I think the trajectory or where you would have probably guessed who would have maybe gotten a I don't know, I don't want to say like a bigger push, but like more or just hit and connected better. I don't know. It's just interesting. But then that's again why you never know. But yeah, Trick is a star, and I can't wait to see what he continues to do. And him mixing it up with Drew, man, is again just the right inclusion, I think. But don't go too heavy handed, which they're not. So props to them, man. But yeah, so that's all I wanted to chat about with you guys today. I will be wrapping it up here to be productive before I get to skedaddle onto work. Yeah, Maria. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And we do the watch along too. Yeah, Nick. That promo in AEW was interesting. I mean, whatever. And I don't. And the ratings are interesting to me just to see, like, to gauge. But like, as like regarding who beats who, it is what it is. NXT should be losing to Dynamite. Like, they should. You know. Yeah, Maria. Facts. You said having kids is how we compete with one another. Facts, girl. Touche. Oh, Sai, appreciate you, man. He said I stopped the dick funnies and then Ash does a gag joke. Yeah, yeah. Some things I really wouldn't peg myself to be making jokes about on here, but yeah, here we are. Yes, man, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you all. So, like I said, I'll be wrapping it up here. But thank you all so much for piping in on this random Saturday afternoon. As always, you guys are fantastic. I appreciate you all. Thank you, Sean and Sai, for the super chats. I appreciate you, Sai. Stop. So, you're funny, bro. Yeah, you know. Oh god, I could go on and on about that. But yeah, I will wrap it up there. I hope you guys have a fantastic day wherever you're at in the world, whatever time of the day it is for you. Enjoy the rest of your day, your evening, your morning, the weather, all the good shit. Oh, I gotta check the poll. And enjoy the fucking Super Bowl tomorrow. Or hand egg, whatever you guys call it over there, Si. 100% Seattle. What? What? 100% Seattle. Yeah, there you go, Universal. Cody is laying the pipe. There you go. Yeah, AEW is always better than NXT. I mean, yeah, for the most part, yeah. NXT sometimes have, well, I'm not gonna say that. NXT delivers sometimes. Their weekly TV show leaves a lot to be desired. Talk about Ava leaving though. I mean, personally, she seems cool, but like on screen, like character wise, like not great. So I'm happy she's gone. Respectfully, she just wasn't. She just wasn't a good fit for the GM role. Kind of point blank. Period. I cannot believe though that it is all 100% Seattle though. All right, so when we come back and the Patriots have won, y'all owe me. Remember this. All right, fellas. Until next time, take care. Enjoy your weekend. Again, whatever part of the day you are, stay safe out there. Enjoy some wrestling. Take care.